What a beautiful day. 60 degrees Fahrenheit, that is, not Celsius. It's not that hot. However, this is lovely. 15 degrees Celsius here. For me, it is t-shirt weather. I have some friends over in the US who 60 degrees for them would probably be a light hoodie. But for me, it's actually t-shirt weather. So I'm embracing this and just going with it, because living in the UK, you don't know how long you're going to get this weather for. So join me today on a dog walk and talk. She's somewhere behind me, dragging her tail. I have no idea why, but she is there somewhere. Here she comes. Come on. Bring your ball. She's playing games again. This video has no purpose other than just a general walk and talk again. One of the playlist categories that I have on my YouTube channel. Over the last year and a bit that I've been putting videos onto YouTube, I've done various types of episode. I've done walk and talks like this. I've done beachy stuff where I've just literally walked along the beach. Stuff where I've been in my car. And also the e-trips, which are the ones that a lot more thought goes into. Now the e-trips are the episodes where I'll travel somewhere, whether it's a city, a tourist attraction. I'll tell you a little bit of history about where I am, tell you about the origins of the place, and put the whole thing to music. And it's generally a little bit more of there's a lot more going on in the background than this type of stuff, because this type of video is just raw, authentic, easy to do. Just picking up your iPhone, turning the screen onto you and just talking away. So that's why you're seeing a lot more videos like this on my channel, because it's easy to do. Vlogging style episodes. I set up Buy Me a Coffee, and I've got a financial supporter on Buy Me a Coffee. I've got one financial supporter, a girl in Arizona in the US who seems to enjoy what I produce and resonates with some of the videos that I do. So she's financially supported me for a few months now, and she's my only financial supporter. So I've sent her a message this morning and asked her, of all the style of videos that I've done over the last however many videos are up on the channel, you know, the walk and talks, sat in my car, the e-trips, the life advice type stuff that I was doing as well, of all the particular styles of video that I've produced and put out onto my channel, which does she feel I'm better at? Which does she feel I should concentrate more on? Because that's where I am right now. I'm not entirely sure which direction to go down with YouTube, what I should be concentrating on. Should I revitalize the e-trips, bring them back, which they're the more difficult videos to do. And when you have to spend a day recording an episode and then spend maybe a week putting that together, to then get very, very few views on YouTube, on the platform, it puts you off a bit. It makes you not want to do other videos, because you put a lot of effort into that and you get very little reward for it. So I did shy away from doing that a few months ago, just purely because I thought I was banging my head on a brick wall, and you know, I was never going to break through using my head. And that's how it feels sometimes producing these e-trips. Whereas I've just said, this style of video is so easy to do. And I don't really have to think too much about the editing as well. I can literally just put this together, put it into CapCut, take out all the pauses, make it a bit more seamless, you know. But other than that, it's ready to go. It's very, very easy video style to produce. This authentic, off the cuff, vlogging style video, which everybody tells you is where YouTube's heading in 2025. This is the new direction of YouTube, breaking away from these mass slick produced videos from the likes of your, what's he called, Mr. Wolf, Mr. Beast, but breaking away from that back into something that's a little bit more, well, a lot more just authentic and very, very easy to produce. Anybody and everybody can do videos like this, because everybody's got a smartphone. I mean, here I am, over a year and a bit into this journey now, and my YouTube channel hasn't grown any stretch of the imagination, and I am still just using my iPhone to record. Granted, I've got a better microphone. I've upgraded my microphone game, but other than that, I am still purely using my iPhone 16 Pro. I'm not even using the camera on the back. I'm using the front-facing camera, which so I can see myself. I like seeing myself. I'm back in York next week. I'm spending 4 nights in the city. So that lends itself perfectly to me going into the city and recording another e-trip maybe, because some of the more enjoyable e-trips I've done have been in York. So So it would be rude not to partake in a special episode recording the city views if I'm going to do that. I'm going to the city next week, so that's my plan. All right.
That's why I put it on for you.
Yeah, it's okay. All right. I'd love to get an e-trip going again. Yes, they don't get the views, but then none of my content gets the views, if I'm honest. So it doesn't matter. And that brings me on to the main point of today's video that I want to talk about. Now, when you start a YouTube channel, the general advice that you should listen to is to choose an audience, aka an avatar, a particular persona, a type of individual, like demographic if you like, that you're going to target your content towards. And then whatever that demographic is, that avatar is, you should, theoretically, if you want to create your channel as any kind of a mechanism to be a business, to maybe earn money through monetization, through following the steps, so you would then start getting a percentage of AdSense of the ads that are shown on your videos, then you should be doing that. You should be catering towards a specific clientele and not deviating from that. You know, there's no point in starting an accountancy channel, for instance, doing several videos on offering somebody financial advice and then doing a random episode on fixing a tap in a kitchen, a leaky tap. It just doesn't make sense. Your audience would skew all over the place. You know, you've got people coming to watch the stuff you've been doing on accountancy or accounting, and then all of a sudden you do a plumbing video. It wouldn't go down well. And I do get the logic of that, I really do. So here's the punchline there, is it's exactly what I'm doing. I'm not catering to a specific avatar. I'm producing videos from various styles and genres and trying to find my feet with what I enjoy doing. If I was really honest, if I was to just self-analyze myself and do a deep dive into what I want to do, I'm very much into history. I'm a history buff. So any videos where I get to go into places, cities, towns, historical sites and talk a little bit about the history of that place in my particular personality and style is probably what drives me and where I get a lot of enthusiasm and passion out of doing that. But as I've said earlier, those particular videos are difficult to do, more difficult to do, they're more time consuming, more time in the filming process, more time in the maybe scripting out the video, preparing and planning for that, then taking all that footage, dissecting it into a 15 to half an hour long video, putting all that through your editing software, and then producing what you think is a pretty polished, slick, documentary style episode on some historical fact, feature, wherever it is you've been. And then you upload it excited, like a small child on Christmas morning about to get the toy he's always wanted. And then you wake up the following morning, you check to see if Santa's been, and you're left disappointed because he hasn't brought exactly what you were hoping for. Do you kind of get the analogy? Santa's sack and the disappointment of not getting a toy in this instance is very few views on the platform of YouTube. Well, less views than you would like to get on something that you've put your heart and soul into. And that is the demoralizing process of being a content creator on YouTube in 2025. It doesn't come overnight. Success is not guaranteed. It really isn't. For 99.9% of people on YouTube, they'll never ever make it big. And that's the reality. And I know this video as well. I mean, this particular video that I'll upload onto YouTube very soon, if I'm lucky, might get 100 views. If I'm lucky, probably 1 comment, 2 comments. I'm pretty accurate at nailing that. When I put my video up last week talking about the 2nd of April being the day I left for my second Everest trip, and I was in quite a reflective mood. I said I would get 100 views and maybe 1 or 2 comments. As of today's recording of this episode, 98 views and 2 comments. I can predict the way that the videos are going to go and the way that they're going to land. This style of video with no real purpose or no value to you, the viewer, other than just getting to know me in a way. I don't think YouTube should all be about value, because that's what you're told, that every video, that if you want to make a success of YouTube, it's not about you the person viewing, it's about the viewer, you the person creating the content. It's about the viewer, it's about the person watching what you're doing. It's about the value that they get from what you do. And if there's no value to them, then why would they watch? Now it's a shame that we've come to that. It's a shame that you can't just project yourself out onto the internet like this and attract an audience, attract people who warm to your personality, who think, you know what, this guy's the type of guy who I could go and have a coffee with. He seems like a really nice guy, he's got a lot to say. But you don't get the chance to even find that out, because YouTube will not promote your video unless there's a specific purpose behind it. Now, there are people producing videos like this. There's a guy in America called Adam who I follow, who produces a daily vlog in this particular style. But he's been successful on YouTube for over 10 years now, and he's built up quite an audience, nearly 800,000 subscribers. So every single one of his videos gets anywhere from 40 to 150,000 views. And there's no thought goes into the videos whatsoever. He's using an Osmo Pocket 3 camera. He walks around, he talks, he records, he shows you where he is. Just so happens that he's internationally traveling all over the world at the moment. So his videos have got a bit of interest to them. And when he's not traveling, he lives in Orlando in Florida. So he's got world-class attractions on his doorstep where he can visit daily. So I get that, yes, he's in an ideal place to producing daily videos, but his personality comes through very strong. And I'd like to think a lot of people watch his content because they like his personality. But unfortunately, when you're just starting out, well, within the last year or so, it's hard to build up the momentum. It's hard to build an audience. It's hard to get people to like what you're doing. So my question today for YouTube land, or for people in YouTube, is why can't you just produce authentic videos like this with no real purpose, no meaning, just a casual stroll on an afternoon and somebody talking like the way I am, showing you the type of person they are? And why can't that be enough? Why isn't that enough? Why can't you get people who connect with you based on this? Just somebody getting to know you, you sharing your life with a stranger on the internet, or parts of your life that you're willing to share. Why does it have to be overcomplicated? Why do we have to be thinking of an avatar? Why do we have to think there has to be value for the viewer? Nobody's going to watch you if there's no value for them. What's the value of a documentary? What's the value of a movie, a TV show? Entertainment? Switching off from the outside world? Well, isn't this the same? Keep swapping my arms. The iPhone with the transmitter for the mic plugged in is quite heavy. Yeah, I think this is the same. It's a form of entertainment. It's just light-hearted. It allows you to connect with somebody from a different walk of life and follow along with aspects of their life. I'm all over stuff like that. I love that type of content. I follow several vloggers and I look forward to seeing their regular updates. It could be as dull as watching paint dry. You know, the guy in Florida who I follow, Adam, sometimes he just sits in a garden in the middle of celebration where he lives, drinking a coffee and putting the world to rights, or talking about when he had to pay his taxes a few days ago. It's just, sometimes it's quite banal, mundane stuff, but it still attracts views. There is an audience for this type of stuff, but sadly YouTube will never promote it and will never champion it above other content that's got more value for people. Just throw the ball over the bridge for her to chase there. She's knackered in this heat. And she always does that as well. She always rolls over onto the ball. I don't know why, but she does. I've got 3 or 4 playlists set up on my channel. I've got car talks, walk and talks, e-trips, life advice. And I understand, or the way I'm being told, you can't do it all. You have to choose one specific niche, lock down on that, and your audience will come. But there's no fun in that for me, because life's full of variety. And I quite like sharing aspects of my life through all 4 different mediums there. So what to do? That's the interesting proposition today. I need to buy a Pocket 3 camera. I think that will make everything so much easier. You literally just whip it out your pocket, flip the screen round and you're recording immediately. I like the sound of that. I've been wanting to move away from recording on my iPhone for a while now and recording on something like a Pocket 3. I just can't afford, I just can't justify the price tag. It's like $650 for the creator pack, probably even a bit more than that actually. It's about $750, or just $500 for just the camera. And I'm the type of person who, if I buy something, I would use it. I would want to use it. I wouldn't just not use it. So I'm trying to rationalize in my head why I should be buying this new camera and move away from recording on my iPhone, which is what I've predominantly done since I started this channel. So that's going to do it for today's episode. A little walk in the sun here on April the 10th, probably the warmest day so far this spring. Temperatures rocketed up to 60 degrees, 15 degrees Fahrenheit, but that's definitely warm enough to, Ella, come on, to be wandering around in a t-shirt like this, enjoying the sun. Yeah, I've just finished the pharmacy round, short day today. I still do my pharmacy gig at the minute, my little side hustle. I'm going to shock you here, I'm not, yes, of course I'd like YouTube to be a success. I'd like to think I could turn YouTube into a business. But the reality is, at this late stage of my life and trying to grow an audience based on this style of content is going to be very, very difficult to do, I'm afraid. So I have to be realistic and I have to expect that it's not going to happen for me. And when I say what is it, what's not going to happen, I mean growing a sizable audience, monetizing the channel and making maybe, I don't know, a few £100 a month on ad revenue. I would see that as a success for YouTube, another little side hustle. Because I'm a big believer in life should be all about accruing little nests and putting money into each nest and having the ability to earn money from various different sources, multiple revenue streams. I do have a business on the internet. I have a successful Instagram business with nearly 200,000 followers and I earn revenue on that one. But I keep it secret, I keep it private because it's nothing to do with this channel and I don't need to share that. I want to keep the two things completely separate. I do know I have some tricks of the trade when it comes to making money on the internet. The one thing that defeats me constantly is YouTube. I just can't work out this platform at all. Well, if I'm really honest, yes I can. I know what I'd need to do. I could start a new channel, a new life advice channel for 51-year-olds in the UK. Is that niche enough? Possibly. The audience wouldn't be big, but at least there's an avatar there. There's a definite person I'm aiming the videos to. Anyway, that'll do it for today. I am giving some serious thought to whether I can produce videos like this on a more regular basis or just sticking with the e-trips that take a little bit longer to edit. Have a great few days, people, as we approach the start of the school holidays here in the UK. Kids are off for the next 2 weeks, hence why I'm heading into York for a 4-day break. I'm going to chill out in a hot tub in the city, eat some nice food, go and see some bakeries, and really enjoy kicking back for a few days. And maybe recording an e-trip. Keep wondering, keep wandering, and I'll see you on my next video.